Somebody like Scythe, right? Cipha Sounds, right? I've had him on a couple times. I actually had him on just when he recently, I think it was maybe before he left or maybe right after he left. Honestly, and I don't know how much you could speak about. I'm sure it's time has passed already that you could probably speak about. I don't know. Do you feel like he got a good exit from Hot 97? That he was treated fairly?
Yeah, because he opted to leave. He wanted to go. Scythe wanted to go work in another day part. When Angie left here, Scythe wanted to work in afternoons.
He thought he was going to get that slot.
That's what he wanted to do.
But they weren't going to give it to him.
But we had a new manager in the building at that time that I don't believe understood Scythe's value. You know what I'm saying? So after I stepped down as program director, because I, opted to do the morning show shit because I didn't necessarily want to opt to deal with the management that was in the building at the time. I don't think that they managed a bunch of shit right. I don't remember the years. What year is this? 2017, so that had to be 2015, 2016 years, 24, 20, those years. We didn't see eye to eye on some things.
Well, I mean, he looks like he's doing, doing some things with Rock Nation title.
Scythe's great.
He's living his life, man. J-Lo loves the shit out of him.
Yeah.
It's that Spanish love, man.
They've been cool since he was here.
Yeah. Scythe is definitely, but I think it's funny because I told him this before. I feel like he's a little underrated, but he's somebody never wanted to be like in the super spotlight like that.
That's not his personality.
Yeah.
I think one thing that we assume when we're on a path that where we start is where like we're starting down the path of where we want to be. And oftentimes there's detours and you either accept those detours in finding what you really want to find, which is happiness. If you're really doing it right, you're trying to find a way of being happy. There are people who at work right now, they're getting money that they like, but they're not happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think in Scythe's case, I think he's, I think he found happiness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been telling a lot of people about that, or even, completely different type of topic, but somebody like Colin Kaepernick. Would he love to play football? Absolutely, he loves football. But if he can't be himself and stand up for the things that he holds near and dear.
Sure, to his heart, yeah.
He's found a way to be happy without football.
Speaking of, it's funny you brought that up because I know that Nessa and him are boyfriend and girlfriend, okay? Or an item, or
definitely boyfriend and girlfriend.
And I know that you've done a lot of things to support any campaigns he's done. Why hasn't he been on your show to talk? I'm surprised about that.
Because
or her show, even.
Yeah, because I don't think he should talk.
Okay.
Me personally, I haven't asked him.
Yeah.
I'm sure
if he did talk, I'm sure he would probably do it for her or you.
Yeah, but I don't really think that, in my opinion, he needs to talk. I think he's talking.
Yeah.
He's just not doing it with words. And in the past during the season, he said why he was doing it. I don't know if he needs to. I don't know if he needs to repeat himself, and I don't know if that's an issue.
But you love. I mean, I know you care for the dude and you care for Nessa, I'm sure, but that would be amazing ratings. People to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, but everything's not always about that.
But, no, I'm not saying it's always about it, but I know that you do care about that.
Yeah, but I can get ratings without an interview.
Okay.
I don't. There's people who have bigger interviews than me every day. Ebro in the morning is not about the interviews. The ratings that we get right now on the radio, not the internet. A lot of people look at YouTube views and Instagram numbers, and they think that that's ratings. That's not ratings.
Yeah. So when people who don't understand ratings, when Power or you guys say, that like you're dead last or you're 16th, or are you still trying to just compete to be the best, or are you trying to compete to go higher than the other New York radio station, which is Power? 105.
No, I think ultimately we're in an advertising game for what happens on the FM 97.1, and that's a part of the advertising picture, which is the Nielsen ratings that you get. Now,
do they still matter?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, but your digital shit got to be dope too. You know what I'm saying? But if you just have dope digital shit and you don't have ratings, you can't make as much money in radio. If you have amazing ratings and cool digital, you can do well. You know what I'm saying? It's all how it's
How is
packaged
Hot
together.
97's ratings now? I mean, has it been good? Or?
As far as I can tell, we're number one, so it's what it is.
Okay. In what sense? In New York or
in New York? That's all we care about.
And power, so that goes back and forth. It changes every week or
We get monthly ratings. For the last several months, Hot's been beating Z. Like we're not like right now. We're more in a competition with La Mega and Z100.
Okay,
for the
La
number
Mega.
one.
What's that? 97.9.
Yeah, don't Spanish.
Okay,
They
okay.
popping out here. Don't ever get it fucked up. Don't ever
Hey,
get it
listen,
twisted in your
big
life.
Spanish. Now, as we get off a departure, I want to speak about one more departure. The Queen, Angie Martinez.
Yeah.
People say, I'm just talking, that you were upset when she left.
Absolutely, I was.
Do you talk to her still?
Yes, I wasn't mad at her.
Okay. You were mad that she didn't give you enough time?
No, I was just mad that Angie left. Like, it wasn't even, I wanted her, like, when she told me, I was like, you got to do that. But I'm not mad that she left. I'm more mad that she left. Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense.
It would be like, a loved one leaving your household. You want them to go and grow, but it's your sister. Like, damn, my sister not here no more.
And she went to, obviously, the competition.
Yeah, but it was great money. You know what I mean? It was a great situation for her.
Yeah. You know, when you think about somebody like Angie and that all she's accomplished, and I told you before, you've been at Hot for 15 years. I said it's amazing that you've been at one spot for so long. And you're like, yo, that's pretty normal for me. But, in this day and age, a lot of people, they go somewhere a couple of years, they leave.
I think that's newer. I think that's like Flex been here a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, Angie had been here a long time.
How's your relationship?
Tracy Clardy had been here a long time.
She has. How's your relationship with Flex?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever bump heads?
Of course.
Yeah.
Man,
But how do you win with Flex? Because to be honest with you, in Hot 97, this is what I always heard, there's like a chain. So it's like Flex is high, you're high. Who else could you think of that there's only certain things that you could do? There's people in the building that you can't fuck
Well, it really comes down to what you do. Like, we're not all the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're on once a week, you're not the same as somebody who's on 6 days a week. You know what I'm saying? It would be like the kicker thinking he's the same as the quarterback. No, you're not. Stop.
So how do you resolve? Say you and Flex get into a difference. I mean,
we don't
give me an example.
Trying to think where we bumped heads over. We bumped heads over shit that don't have nothing to do with radio, like parties.
Yeah.
Or like an artist that I'm like, man, fuck that dude. And Flex is like, nah, I'm like, nah, fuck him, bro.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit. Nah, we got, it's never really been nothing where it's like, we gonna fight. It's just, and ultimately, I think when you've been in this game long enough, you know that you're disagreeing with someone over being as great as you can. So it's not really, I don't know.
Was Charlamagne really going to be over here when that power contract is up? Remember when I talk about
According to the president of our company.
What, really?
Yeah.
That they were negotiating with him?
Well, yeah, no, the president of my company went to meet with him. And he asked
me. And you knew of that?
Yeah, he told me.
So he told you, I'm going to meet with Charlamagne. This is when his power contract was going to be up.
Yeah, it was about a year and change ago, maybe. Okay. I think he just got
And what did they want to do with him? Make him for the morning show?
Yeah, I was like, bring him on Ebro in the morning. He was like, would you put his name on the show? I was like, absolutely.
So would it be Ebro in the morning with Charlamagne?
Or maybe it's Charlamagne and Ebro.
Oh, man, that would be fucking savagery. Yo, that would be crazy.